Hello students, welcome back to our channel. Students, in this video we are going to discuss chapter coordinate geometry, which is a very important chapter from class 9th, 10th and 11th mathematics. These concepts are very important in coordinate geometry. If you want to study the higher chapters related to coordinate geometry like straight lines or three-dimensional geometry, then these basic concepts should be well known to you. So let's start. Let us first discuss the basic concepts of coordinate geometry. We have two straight lines which are perpendicular to each other, which divide this plane or any plane into four parts. Out of these two lines, the horizontal one is called the x-axis and the vertical line is called y-axis. The points where these two lines meet is called origin, and these four parts which are created by these four lines, these four parts are called quadrants. Starting with this one, this is called the first quadrant. This one is the second quadrant. This is the third quadrant. And this is the fourth quadrant. Right? Okay. This right hand side is the positive direction of x-axis. The points starting from origin, which is taken as 0, are plotted at equal intervals on this line. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. And this is -1. This is called the negative direction of z-axis. This is the positive direction of x-axis, and this is the negative direction of x-axis. So if you plot the values on this side, then you will take those values as negative. This is the positive direction of y-axis. And this is the negative direction of y-axis. Right? So these values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Similarly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these values are -1, -2, -3, -4, -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on. Right? So if you take the coordinates of any point, suppose here we have a point. So what do we mean by the coordinates of this point? Coordinates of this point are 4, 2. So what does that mean? The x coordinate or the abscissa, x coordinate of the point, which is 4, that is also called the abscissa, and y coordinate is also called the ordinate, and that is 2. So 4 is what? 4, which is the x coordinate, is actually the distance of this point from y axis, right? And 2, which is the y coordinate, is the distance of this point from x axis, as you can clearly see. So x coordinate is the distance of point from y axis, right? Distance of point from y axis, and y coordinate is the distance of point from x axis. right? So these are the basic concepts, the basic terminology related to coordinate geometry. Now let's start with the first important formula in coordinate geometry, and that is called the distance formula, right? What is distance formula? Distance formula is a formula which helps us to find the distance between 2 points if their coordinates are given. Suppose we have 2 points A and B. This is the point A and the coordinates of A. This is the point A and the coordinates of A are x1, y1. And this is the point B and coordinates of B are x2, y2. And we have to find this distance AB. So distance formula says that this distance AB is under root x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. That is the distance formula. Now if 2 points are given, you can take any point as x1, y1 and any other point as x2, y2, and you can find the distance between them. For example, let us say we have 2 points. Here we have a point 2, 5, and here we have a point minus 1, 8. We are taking these points not according to their actual position, but just we are plotting them randomly just to understand the concept of the formula. So now we have to find the distance AB. Coordinates of A are 2, 5 and coordinates of B are minus 1, 8. So what is the distance AB? Now if you take this as x1, y1 and this as x2, y2, what is the distance that you are going to get? So formula says that distance is under root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So we are taking this as x1, y1 and we are taking this as x2, y2. So it is minus 1 minus 2 whole square plus 8 minus 5 whole square, and that is minus 1 minus 2 whole square is 9 plus 8 minus 5, minus 1 minus 2 is minus 3 whose square is 9, right? 8 minus 5 is again 3 whose square is 9. So it is 9 root 2. And whenever we are finding the distance, we will write the word units because the distance is always in some kind of units. So we do not know what are the units of this 2, 5 and minus 1, 8. If the units were given in the question, like these values are in centimeter or meter, then we would have written that unit in front of the answer. But since the units are not given, we will just write 9 root 2 units for the distance. Now, let us again find AB. And now we will take this one as x1, y1 and that one as x2, y2. So again, if we apply the formula, then now this is x1, y1. So x2 minus x1, that is 2 minus 1 whole square plus y2 minus y1, that is this was x1, y1, 5 minus 8 whole square. Two plus 1 whole square plus 5 minus 8, 3 whole square. Again we are going to get the same answer, and that is 9 root 2. Sorry, this is not 9 root 2. 3 root 2. So we are going to get the same answer, 3 root 2 unit. So it doesn't matter if we take one set of coordinates as x1, y1 and other one as x2, y2, or the other one has x1 y1 or the former one has x2 y2, so it doesn't make any difference, you are going to get the same answer, right? Okay, so where did this formula come from? We will just derive where did this formula come. Now these are our x and y axis, and here we have 2 points. This is x1 y1 and this is x2 y2. This is A and this is B. Now let us join these lines. And these also. Okay, now if the coordinates of this point are x1 y1, then obviously this whole distance should be x1, this whole distance should be x1, and this distance should be y1, right? And if the coordinates of this point are x2 y2, then this whole distance is x2 and this is y2, which makes this distance, ये pink वाला, this distance as x2 minus x1 and this distance as y2 minus y1, right? So if we take this point P, so triangle APB is a right angle triangle, and for right angle triangles we have Pythagoras theorem. So if we apply Pythagoras theorem in right angle triangle APB, we will get AB square equal to AP square plus BP square. So AP is under root AB is under root AP square plus BP square. So AB is under root, AP is what? AP is x2 minus x1, right? So this becomes, this is x2 minus x1 square plus BP square. BP is y2 minus y1 whole square. So this is our distance formula. Right? Okay, now let's see some questions from NCERT textbook based on distance formula. So now we have to find the distance between these three set of points, starting with the first one. So the distance is, let's take this point as A, this as B. So distance AB is under root, take this one as x1 y1, take this one as x2 y2. So this is under root 4 minus 2 whole square plus 1 minus 3 whole square. 4 minus 2 is 2, 2 ka square is 4 plus 1 minus 3 is minus 2 ka square is again 4. So this is 2 root 2. This is root 8, which is 2 root 2 units. Second, AB under root x1 y1 x2 y2. So under root minus 1 minus 5 whole square, right, plus 3 minus 7 whole square, which is 4 minus 1. This is plus 5. So plus 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 square plus 3 minus 7 is minus 4. Minus 4 square. 4 square is 16. Minus 4 square is again 16. So 16 into 2, that is 32. 32 is 4 root 2 units. Right? So you can take any point as x1, y1 and any point as x2, y2 and you will get the same answer. Now let's do the third part. Now let's take this as x1, y1. Let's take this as x1, y1. Take this as x2, y2. So x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So minus 2a square plus minus 2b square. Minus 2a square is 4a square plus 4b square. 4 कॉमन आ गया. Root of 4 is 2. So this is 2 under root a square plus b square. Right? Check whether these are the vertices of an isosceles triangle. Now, different types of questions will come in this exercise where we have to check whether the given points are the vertices of the isosceles triangle or equilateral triangle or right angle triangle, or if the 4 vertices are given, then it will be asked that check if these are the 4 vertices of a square, of a rectangle, of a parallelogram. So how we are going to check that? Now, if these 3 are the vertices of an isosceles triangle, what is an isosceles triangle? An isosceles triangle is a triangle in which 2 sides are equal. So, if these 3 are the vertices of an isosceles triangle, then 2 lengths are going to be equal and the third will be unequal. Now, let's take any point as A. And the other one as B. And third one as C. We will find all the 3 lengths AB, BC and AC, and if any 2 lengths are equal, then the triangle is isosceles. Now let's find AB. Six minus 5 whole square plus 4 minus 2 whole square. 6 minus 5 is 1. 4 minus 2, that is 4 plus 2. 6 square is 36. This is under root 37 units. Now let's find BC. Seven minus 6 whole square plus minus 2 minus 4 whole square. 7 minus 6 is 1. 1 square plus minus 6 whole square, and that is 1 plus 36 again. This one is 37 ka root units. So since these 2 lengths are equal, so this is an isosceles triangle. But let's find the third one also, which is AC. Let's find the third length also. AC is 7 minus 5 whole square plus minus 2 minus 2 whole square. 7 minus 5 is 2 square and this is 0 square. So this is 2 units. So we can clearly see that two sides are equal and the third one is unequal. So these three are the vertices of an isosceles triangle. Next, now here the 4 points are given and we have to check whether these 4 points are the vertices of which type of quadrilateral. These 4 points are the vertices of like square or rectangle or parallelogram or rhombus. So what is the difference? If these 4 points are the vertices of, let's discuss one by one. If these 4 points are the vertices of a square, then if you take one point as A, other one as B, then C, then D, and you find all the lengths AB, BC, CD, AD, and all the 4 lengths are equal. So this quadrilateral, if all the 4 lengths are equal, this quadrilateral can be square or it can be rhombus, right? It cannot be rectangle or it cannot be parallelogram, because in rectangle opposite sides are equal. But if you are getting all 4 sides are equal, then it can be rhombus or it can be square. Now how to distinguish between the rhombus and square? You will now find the diagonals. Since we have taken these coordinates in order like A, B, C, D, so to find the diagonals we will use these 2 points AC and BD. So the lengths AC and BD, we have to calculate these lengths AC and BD. If these lengths are also equal, then obviously these 4 are the vertices of a square, because a square has all the 4 sides equal and diagonals are also equal to each other. But if 4 sides are equal and diagonals are unequal, then the figure is rhombus. Similarly, if opposite sides are coming equal, like AB is equal to AB, BC, CD, AB is equal to CD and BC is equal to AD, then the quadrilateral is either rectangle or it is parallelogram. And then again we will find diagonals AC and BD. And if the diagonals are also equal, then it is rectangle, otherwise it is parallelogram. Now let's start with these 4. Let's take this one as A, first one. This is B. Now AB is what? First length is 2√2 units. Second BC, second one is also equal, right? Now let's find the third one, CD. CD is under root -3 minus -1 square plus 0 -2 square, which is -3 plus 1, that is -2 square plus -2 square. So 4 plus 4, again 8, which is 2√2 units. And let's find the last one, that is AD. AD is what? -3 minus A and D, right? -3 minus of -1 square plus 0 minus -2 square. So this is -3 plus 1 whole square plus 2 square minus 2 square plus 2 square minus 2 square is 4 and 2 square is again 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. So root 8 is 2 root 2 units. Right? Okay. So all the four sides equal. All the four sides are equal. So if all the four sides are equal, this quadrilateral can be rhombus or it can be square. Now how we will distinguish between these two? Now we check using the lengths of the diagonals. Now let's find AC. AC. So coordinates of A are this and coordinates of C are this. So under root x2 minus x1 minus 1 minus 1 square plus y2 minus y1, that is 2 minus 2 whole square. So minus 1 plus 1 is 0 and 2 plus 2 4 square ka root, that is 4 units. So one diagonal, length of one diagonal is 4 units. And now let's find the other diagonal, which is BD. These are the coordinates of B and these are the coordinates of D. So BD is minus 3 minus 1 whole square plus 0 minus 0 whole square, that is minus 4 ka square is 16 plus 0. So root of 16 is 4. So it is 4 units. So both the diagonals are equal. So these 4 are the vertices of a square because all the 4 sides are equal and both the diagonals are equal. So we will write A, B, C and D are the vertices of a square, right? Next, find the values of y for which the distance between the points this and this is 10 units. Now this is again a different type of question in which the distance is given. In all the questions, in all the previous questions, we were finding only the distance. Now the distance is given and we have to find the y coordinate of the second point. So the distance between P and Q is 10 units, right? Distance between P and Q is 10 units. So P equal to PQ hai kitna? What is PQ? PQ is x2 minus x1, that is 10 minus 2 whole square plus y minus minus 3 whole square 8 square plus and this is equal to 10. So this is y square plus 6y plus 64 plus 9, 73. Now we have to solve this and find the value of y. For this we have to first remove this root. So if we square the both sides, this is what we will get. And taking 100 on this side, we will get y square plus 6y plus 73 minus 100 equal to 0, which is y square plus 6y minus 27 equal to 0. Now this is a quadratic equation and we have to solve this quadratic equation by any of the methods. Let's solve this quadratic equation by splitting the middle term. So this 6y can be written as 9y minus 3y minus 27 equal to 0. Now if we take y as common, so this is y plus 9 and y plus 9, and we have to write minus 3 here. So we get two factors as y minus 3 and y plus 9 equal to 0, which gives us y as 3 or minus 9. So these are the two possible values of y, so that the distance between P and Q is 10 units, right? Next, find the point on x-axis which is equidistant from 2 comma minus 5 and 2 comma 9. Now we have to find a point on x-axis. Suppose this is the x-axis. Now we have to find a point here which is equidistant from 2 comma minus 5. This is a point 2 comma minus 5 and minus 2 comma 9, and we have a point on x-axis. Suppose that point is P, this point is A, and this point is B, and we have a point on x-axis which is equidistant from A and B. Now these two distances PA and PB are equal. So we have to assume some coordinates for P, and since point lies on x-axis and any point which lies on x-axis has y coordinate 0, right? So let us assume that this point is x comma 0. We don't have to assume both the coordinates because we know that this point lies on x-axis and the y coordinate of every point on x-axis is 0. So let us take this point as x comma 0, and given that PA is equal to PB. Now let's first find PA. PA is x minus 2 whole square plus 0 minus minus 5 whole square का root equal to PB. PB is x minus minus 2 whole square plus 0 minus 9 whole square. X minus 2 whole square is x square plus y square, right? X square plus 2 का square 4 minus 2ab and minus minus plus 25 whole का root equal to x plus 2 whole square now squaring both sides, root हट गया and this becomes 25 plus 4, that is 29, and this becomes x square plus 2 का square 4 plus 4x plus 81. So this is, let us remove this x square also. So this is, take this 4x on that side, so this becomes minus 8x equal to 81 plus 4, that is 85, minus 29, and that is 56. So minus 8x is 56, or 8x is minus, or x is minus 56 by 8, that is x is minus 7. So the point is, therefore the point is -7, which lies on x-axis and which is equidistant from both A and B, whose coordinates are given. Next, section formula. What is section formula? Suppose we have 2 points which are lying on this line. Coordinates of one point, this is the point A, and the coordinates of this point are x1, y1, and this is point B, whose coordinates are x2, y2. Suppose there lies a third point between A and B, whose coordinates are suppose xy, and this point divides this line segment in the ratio m:n, right? This point C divides the line segment AB in the ratio m:n. Coordinates of C are x comma y, right? Coordinates of C are x comma y, and this ratio is m:n. For example, if this whole length is 100 centimeter and this length is 40 centimeter and this length is 60 centimeter, so we will say that this ratio is 3:2. So value of m is 3 and value of n is 2. So if we know the ratio in which this point is dividing the join of A and B, we can find the coordinates of C using something which is called section formula. So what is section formula? Coordinates of C are, x coordinate is what? You will take this ratio and multiply it with the x coordinate of the other side wala point, right? mx2 plus take this ratio and multiply it with this nx1 divided by m plus n, right? And y coordinate of this point is similarly my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. So this formula is called the section formula. This formula is called section formula. So for example, now let us take an example. Suppose this is 2, 10 and this point is -1, 5, and we have to find the coordinates of the point. Let us join this line first, and we have to find the coordinates of the point this C x comma y, which divides this into 8:2 ka ratio. Let us say, we have taken any values. Okay, so x coordinate is what? Take 8 and multiply it with -1 plus y coordinate is what? Take 2 and multiply that with 2. Sorry. We are still finding the x coordinate. So what is the x coordinate? 8 into -1 and 2 into 2. 2 into 2 divided by sum, that is 8 plus 2. So this is the x coordinate, that is -8 plus 4 divided by 10, that is -4 by 10 or -0.4. Similarly, y coordinate is, multiply this 8 with the y coordinate of this point, that is 8 into 5. 8 into 5 plus 2 into 10. 2 into 10 divided by 8 plus 10. 8 plus 2. 8 into 5 is 40 plus 10 into 2 is 20 divided by 10. 60 by 10, which is 6. Therefore, coordinates of C are minus 0.4 comma 6. Coordinates of C are minus 0.4 comma 6. So this is how you can use section formula to find the coordinates of any point which is dividing the join of two points in a given ratio. Using this formula, we have two special cases which are very important. First, to find the coordinates of midpoint. Coordinates of midpoint. Coordinates of midpoint is what? Let us say we have 2 points A and B. A is x1, y1 and B is x2, y2. And we have to find the coordinates of this point C, which lies exactly in the middle of A and B. So if it lies in the middle, then obviously it is dividing this AB in the ratio 1:1. Then what are the coordinates of A and B? Coordinates of A and B are, x coordinate is 1 into x2 plus 1 into x1 divided by 1 plus 1, that is 2. So x coordinate is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and y coordinate is y1 plus y2 divided by 2. This is a very important result using section formula to find the coordinates of the midpoint. To find the coordinates of the midpoint, right? And the second result is to find the coordinates of the centroid. What is a centroid? Coordinates of centroid. So here we have a triangle and we know the three vertices of this triangle: x1, y1, x2, y2 and x3, y3. And we have to find the coordinates of the centroid. So what is a centroid? Centroid is the point of intersection of three medians of a triangle. Now what is a median? A median is a line which starts from one vertex of a triangle and touches the midpoint of the opposite side, right? So these are the three medians of the triangle, and these three medians intersect at a common point, and that point is called the centroid. That point is called the centroid, and this centroid has coordinates. We are not going into the derivation and all the details because they are not needed, or you can do them yourself also. I'll just give you a hint. So the coordinate of the centroid are these are the coordinates of the centroid. Just remember that this is the midpoint of these two, right? So the coordinates of this point according to this formula will be x2 plus x3, x2 plus x3 divided by 2, and y2 plus y3 divided by 2. And remember, the centroid always divides the median in the ratio 2:1. Now you know this point and you know this point and you know this ratio 2:1. You can easily find the coordinates of the centroid and you will get this result: x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 and y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Okay, now let us discuss some questions based on this concept from NCERT textbook. Find the coordinates of the point which divides the join of this and this in the ratio 2:3. We have to find this point so that these two points are divided by this point in the ratio 2:3. So what is the value of x? 2 into 4 plus 3 into minus 1 divided by 2 plus 3. 8 minus 3 by 5, 5 by 5, that is 1. Y is 2 into minus 3 plus 3 into 7 by 2 plus 3, minus 6 plus 21 by 5, 15 by 5, that is 3. Therefore, point is 1,3, right? Next, find the coordinates of the points of trisection of the line segment joining this and this. Trisection means this is a point 4, minus 1 and this is a point minus 2, minus 3, and we have to find the points of trisection. Trisection means we have to find two such points which divide this join into 3 equal parts. Now let us say one point is this and one point is this. Now let us say this point is x1 y1 and this point is x2 y2. So all these lengths 1, 2, 3 are equal. So these two are the points of trisection. So first we will find the coordinates of this point. So we will take this whole ratio as 2:1, right? So x2 will be 2 into minus 2 plus 1 into 4 divided by 2 plus 1, minus 4 plus 4 divided by 3, that is 0, and y2 is 2 into minus 3 plus 1 into 4 divided by 2 plus 1 minus 6 plus 4 divided by 3, that is minus 2 by 3. Let me check it once more. 2 into minus 2 is minus 4, 1 into 1 is minus 1. 4 से क्यों मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया फिर से? This is 1 into minus 1, that is minus 1. So minus 6 minus 1 minus 7, 2 into minus 3 minus 6, 1 into minus 6 minus 1, yes, minus 7 by 3. So we got the coordinates of this point as 0 comma minus 7 by 3. Now let's come to this point. This point can be easily calculated now because clearly this point is the midpoint of these two. So x1 is 0 plus 4 divided by 2. 4 by 2 is 2, and y1 is minus 7 by 3 minus 1 divided by 2, that is minus 7 minus 3 divided by 3 into 2 minus 10 by 6, which is minus 5 by 3. So other point is 2 comma minus 5 by 3. Next, okay, let's do one question in which we have to find the ratio. Minus 3 comma 10 and 6 comma minus 8 is divided by minus 1 comma 6. Now whenever you have to find the ratio, just take the ratio as k is to 1. You don't have to take the ratio as m is to n, because any ratio m is to n, like suppose we have a ratio 2 is to 3, but this ratio can be written as 2 by 3 is to 1. So any ratio can be written in the form k is to 1. So just assume the ratio as k is to 1 whenever you have to find the ratio in any question, and apply the section formula. Minus 1 will be equal to coordinate of x, coordinate of this point is minus 1, will be equal to k into 6, that is 6k, 1 into minus 3, that is minus 3, divided by k plus 1. And using this we can find the value of k. We don't have to use the other equation because there is only one coordinate and only one equation is needed then. K is 2 by 7. So we can say that the ratio is 2 by 7 is to 1 or 2 is to 7, right? So the ratio is 2 is to 7. Next formula is to find the area of a triangle whose 3 vertices are given. Suppose we have this triangle and we know the vertices of this vertex, coordinates of this vertex x1 y1, this is x2 y2, this is x3 y3. So the area is, just remember the formula again, we are not going into the derivation part. x1, now if the 3 coordinates are given, take any coordinate as x1 y1, any as x2 y2, any as x3 y3, and apply this formula. x1 y2 minus y3 plus x2 y3 minus y1 plus x3 y1 minus y2. And we have taken this in mod. Mod means if this answer is negative, we will take it as positive because area cannot be negative. And this formula is very easy to remember. To remember this formula, just make a circle and on that circle mark 3 arrows in the cyclic manner and write 1, 2, 3 on them, and write half, and 3 times write x y minus y plus x y minus y plus x, y minus y, and put it in mod. Now starting with 1, write the three numbers in cyclic manner. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now starting with 2, write again them in cyclic order. 2, 3, 1. 2, 3, 1. And now starting with 3, again write them in cyclic order, that is 3, 1, 2. And this becomes your formula for area of triangle, right? Let us say we have this triangle whose vertices are 2, 1, minus 2, 0, 3, 5, and we have to find the area of the triangle. Now take any one as x1, y1, any two as x2, y2, any two 3 as x2, x3, y3. This is our x1, y1. Suppose this is x2, y2, this is x3, y3. So area is half x1 y2 minus y3 plus x2 y3 minus y2 plus x3 y1 minus y2. So this will be the area. Minus 18 plus 3 minus 15. So half mod minus 15. Now remove the mod and remove the minus sign also. Area is 15 by 2, and with area you will write square units. You will write square units, right? Find the value of k for which the points this and this are collinear. Okay, if 3 points are collinear, what are collinear points? Collinear points are those points which lie on a straight line, and if the points lie on straight line, you cannot find a triangle, you cannot form a triangle with the help of those points, right? If they are lying on a straight line, obviously the triangle cannot be formed. So if this type of question comes related to the collinearity of the point, just remember, if you take 3 points and find the area of the triangle using the formula that we have just discussed, you are going to get the answer as 0. Because if 3 points are collinear, they are not forming any triangle. And in other words, we can say that the area of the triangle formed by 3 collinear points is 0. Now it is given that these 3 points are collinear and we have to find the value of k. So put these points in the formula for area of triangle. Take this one as x1, y1, that one x2, y2, this is x3, y3. So starting with 2, x1, y2 minus y3 plus x2, y3 minus y1 plus x3, y1 minus y2. And put them equal to 0, because we don't have to prove in this question that these 3 points are collinear. It is given in the question. We just have to put this value equal to 0. Ye half udhar gaya, it all becomes 0. 2 into 6 is 12. 12 minus 2k minus 3k plus 12 plus 4 minus 6 is minus 2. So this is minus 8 equal to 0. If you remove mod, the other side is 0, so you can easily remove mod here. So 12 plus 12 is 24. 24 minus 8 is 16. 16 minus 5k is 0. So 5k is 16 and k is 16 by 5. So the value of k is 16 by 5. Only then these points will be collinear. Let me check this again. Let me check if I have not done any mistake. x1 is 2, y2 is 6, minus y3 is k, plus x2 minus 3, y2 x2 y3 minus y1 plus x3 y1 minus y2. Okay, so the answer is 16 by 5. So these are the concepts which are there in coordinate geometry. Prepare all these concepts very carefully. Now you can go and solve the NCERT textbook. I'll meet you in the next lecture. Till then, all the best.